Hey guys, Infidel1258 here. I wanted to do a video today talking about money. What is it, and what are the important characteristics of it, and how does that apply or not apply to silver, gold, and cryptocurrency. This is a response to common feedback that I receive from family and friends who push back on me about my investments in crypto or bullion, and they'll say things that I'm sure you've heard before, as if you're a stacker or if you are a crypto hodler, you've heard things like, okay, so you give your money, you pay them, you send your money to their bank account, and they send you this Bitcoin. But what is it? It's just numbers and zeros and ones in a computer, and they kind of scoff at that, saying, it's not real, it doesn't have any value, they'll say. And we're the same with bullion. It's just a shiny rock, they'll say. Like, I don't get it. Like, what's the use of it? What's the importance of it? Why would it have a value? And why would you buy it? Why would you exchange your quality dollar with those crummy investments? Of course, I disagree with that viewpoint and the presuppositions that it's based upon, but I want to get into first, before I get to the defense of bullion or crypto, I want to get into what is money. And I don't think it's commonly known. And there is some good resources online here if you want to have kind of views on that outside of my own. I would highly recommend Mike Maloney of goldsilver.com. He sells gold, he sells silver. He also is like an outspoken voice in the bullion and cryptocurrency space. So you can listen to him and hear what he has to say about the value argument of either. Mike Maloney, you find him on YouTube, and there are lots of others. But what is money? It's got to be a store of value. It's absolutely a token or a symbol of stored value, and it absolutely is a medium of exchange. It has to be those two things. If it's not those two things, it's not money. Now, money over the centuries has been feathers, coins, shells, paper, credit in the form of like bank balances, or just now distributed ledgers for blockchain. So money can look like a lot of different things, but it has to be a store of value, someplace that you can put the effort and the wage you've earned through effort and time to keep for the future. A store of value and a medium of exchange, a thing that you can pass around between people to provide, to receive the goods that they have that you want. It has to be those two things. But then what is the difference between bad and good money? Well, to be really good money, you need to also have the following qualities. And it needs to be portable, which is clearly portable, divisible, durable, fungible, and resistant to counterfeit. So portable is obvious. You need to be able to carry it around. Divisible is obvious. You need to be able to divide it into smaller parts to pay for smaller things that are not going to cost a full unit of the stored value. Durable, it doesn't break the first time you use it. Fungible is a little bit more complicated. Not everybody understands what fungibility is. Fungible is the concept that within a specific medium of exchange, a specific currency or dollar or money, every unit is equivalent to every other unit. No single unit is more highly prized and set apart. Look at troy ounces of silver. Every troy ounce of silver has a spot price of $14.60 some cents USD. No single troy ounce of silver that is pure and accurately measured at 1 troy ounce is going to be less or more than that. Now you can trade, you can sometimes buy silver for below spot if you're getting, if somebody is desperate or whatnot, but that's a side issue. The issue of fungibility is that every unit is equivalent to every other unit, and none are set apart as being more valuable. Fungibility, it's important. And resistant to counterfeit, it's important that money not be easily counterfeited. If you can print and print and print, it's not good money. If you can duplicate the value that you allege your accounts to have, instantly doubling what you say you have, then it's not good money. And so it's important to understand these concepts of money, because I want to ask the question whether how these apply to bullion and how they apply to crypto, and do they apply to US dollars or Canadian dollars. And I think you know what I'm thinking. These principles of good money, of sound money, do not apply to fiat dollars. You can print fiat dollars. The government prints fiat dollars every day, every week, every month, every year, every single year, forcing what they consider an important economic pressure, which is inflation. Keynesians will suggest that inflation is a good thing, and that you need to have a certain amount of it, and that it helps the economy grow, and that inflation is by definition the creation of new money. So you're talking about necessarily a product that is not resistant to counterfeit, because it's being counterfeited every day. It's being duplicated every day. Yeah, it's being duplicated through an official group of people like a Federal Reserve, supported and backed by a government. But that doesn't change the fact that the original store of value is being diminished by the reproduction of new money. In my mind, that's counterfeiting. And then second, that speaks to fungibility. So your fiat dollar it loses an element of its fungibility through inflation. What do I mean? So yeah, you can take your dollar bill and you can exchange it anywhere, just like you would for any other dollar bill. That is fungibility. But your dollar bill today has a value that tomorrow it won't, or in 10 years it won't, because inflation will diminish that dollar value. 2 to 3% is the government admitted amount of inflation. The Consumer Price Index suggests that that's around 3% annually, but I mean, other indexes would suggest it's closer to 10%. So at the very least, you're talking some amount of inflation annually, and your fiat dollar is diminishing every year. And so I would argue that pushes against the idea that the fiat dollar is truly fungible, because not every dollar is created equal. Dollars today are more valuable than dollars tomorrow. Hope that makes sense. And so where does bullion land on these metrics, and where does cryptocurrency land on these metrics? And again, I think you know where I'm going. Bullion absolutely is portable, divisible, durable, fungible, and resistant to counterfeit. Cryptocurrency is portable, divisible, durable, fungible, and resistant to counterfeit. It's crazy to me that people don't see that. And so it is good money. Okay, but then one last point. What about its price? What about its value? What about this argument that cryptocurrency and bullion, let's start with cryptocurrency, that cryptocurrency has no value. It's just zeros and ones. It doesn't take anything to make it, and why would it be worth anything? Why would one Bitcoin be worth $6,500 US dollars? Well, first of all, you can look at value from two different models. There's the productive value, and there's the subjective value. Productive value has to do with you look at the materials and labor that go into creating one of the units. Like if you're talking about a suit, how much is the cloth, how much is the labor, how much is the needles and thread, equipment and storage, all of that goes into it, and that's the productive cost of the suit. Same with Bitcoin. It has a productive cost. Same with silver. It has a productive cost, a mining cost. In both cases, the mining cost is different and based on different factors. Like with Bitcoin, you're looking at electricity and computers and big warehouses that are rented or leased. All those are productive costs for Bitcoin. For mining, you're talking about buying land and getting digging equipment and surveying, and so those are productive costs, and though you can assess the productive cost and determine a price based off of it. Or you can look at subjective cost, which is more like the stock market, where buyers and sellers will, what's the word? They will discover price through their negotiations. One, the number of sellers will speak to the number of buyers, and they will naturally discover a price, an acceptable price, based on the subjective value of the token, whether it's a stock or a precious metal or a cryptocurrency. Both of these models for discovering value can apply to cryptocurrency or bullion or any good money. And when you look at cryptocurrency or bullion within this lens of analysis, you absolutely determine that Bitcoin has a value, an intrinsic value. It stores your wealth for the future. That's worth something. It's portable currency. That's worth something. It's divisible and fungible. That's worth something. It's it costs something to produce, approximately $6,000 at the time of my creating this video. So it has a productive value, meaning it should have an intrinsic value, or it has a subjective value. The number of buyers and sellers are dictating the Bitcoin price on the market exchanges that exist. And so it has a subjective value that matches its productive value, and it has a utilitarian value in that it's portable, divisible, durable, fungible, and resistant to counterfeit. Add to that, you have a wide range of people across the world who are dealing with hyperinflation or governments that are, seizing bank accounts and stealing your hard-earned money, and you can rapidly understand why it has a value. So, absolutely, cryptocurrency is good money. Absolutely, bullion is good money. In fact, the only thing that we use today that's not good money is fiat dollars. I really believe that, and I hope that some of the things I've said here today have resonated with you. And if you're a stacker, I'm sure this is no surprise to you. But I'm hoping that I'm speaking to some people that don't. I know people who challenge the intrinsic argument of valuation for cryptocurrency and the intrinsic valuation argument for bullion. And I think it's mistaken, and this is why. So hopefully it's helpful to you, and if so, I'd love to see a comment below. If you have any questions, please leave them below. Love the likes. Thank you so much, guys. Appreciate the support and subscriptions as well. Please like and subscribe. Find me on Steam at Infidel1258. And thank you once again, guys, for your time and attention. I hope you have an awesome day. God bless you.